Hello, sports fans. It is Tuesday, April the 8th, the year 2014. And as always, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. And congratulations to the Uconn Huskies. They are the 2014 national champions of college basketball as Connecticut beats Kentucky 60-54 in front of a huge crowd at Dallas Cowboys Stadium. How about the run Connecticut put together? How many people had Connecticut winning this whole thing? I know I didn't. A couple months ago, I was saying what a tough job Coach Ollie has, following Jim Calhoun. You never want to be the man that follows the man. And here, Connecticut is today the national champion. What an unbelievable run. I never saw this coming in a million years. Right before the tournament, what did Louisville beat Connecticut by like 100 points? I didn't see this coming at all. Very few people outside the state of Connecticut had Connecticut doing anything in this tournament. What a great run by Connecticut. I am flabbergasted that they won this thing. They win their fourth national title. That's 4 national titles since 1999 for the University of Connecticut. That is great stuff. They win 3 with Calhoun. They win 1 now with Ollie. Tremendous job by Coach Ollie. He can coach. I mean, he is an unbelievable coach. I love what I saw from him during this tournament. He never panicked. He's a fiery guy. Really like what I saw from Coach Ollie. Uconn becomes the first number 7 seed to win it all. Unbelievable job by Uconn. I still can't wrap my head around it. I never saw this coming. In the first round of the tournament, Uconn was in overtime against St. Joseph's. They were in a life-and-death game in the first round with St. Joseph's. They find a way to win that game in overtime. Then they beat Villanova. That was an upset. Then they beat Iowa State, who had a tremendous year. Then they ran the gauntlet here. They beat Michigan State, who everyone on ESPN picked to win the whole thing. Then they beat Florida, who I picked to win the whole thing. Florida hadn't lost in months. Florida lost 3 games this year, 2 to Uconn. And then Uconn caps it off by beating Kentucky last night. What a job by Connecticut. How good was Napier? He was outstanding. A tremendous guard. Boatwright also really, really good. I mean, I was really surprised last night. Connecticut out-rebounded Kentucky. Never saw that coming. I mean, again, Connecticut, great from the foul line. They said in this tournament, Connecticut as a team shot almost 90% from the line. I think it was a record. I mean, they missed 14 free throws the whole tournament? I mean, Kentucky last night missed 11 free throws just last night. By the way, Kentucky last night, not good from the foul line. That really, really cost them. And how about Connecticut's defense holding all these big teams to low scores? Just a tremendous job by Connecticut. I cannot give Connecticut enough praise today. I didn't think Randall was great for Kentucky last night. I didn't think anyone played great for Kentucky. I thought Young was their best player last night, had that tremendous dunk, had a lot of points from the foul line, but Randall wasn't good. The Harrison twins weren't great. Wasn't a great performance by Kentucky. They were kind of down the whole game. They got it to within 1 point a bunch of times in the second half. Couldn't get over the hump. Like I said, missed free throws come back to haunt them. And I did not like Calipari's strategy at the end of this game. Let me take you through it. 58-54 Connecticut, 109 to go. Connecticut's ball. What you want to do there if you're Kentucky is play good defense. What happens? Kentucky fouls with 54 seconds left. Now, Kentucky wasn't over the limit at that point, so what happens? The shot clock is reset. So now, here you are. Connecticut's up 4 with the ball, 54 seconds to go. What do you do if you're Calipari? To me, you have to foul right there. You cannot let Connecticut take all this time off the clock, especially when you're down 2 possessions. I mean, you have to keep your team in the game there. I know Connecticut's great from the line. Most likely they make 2 free throws. They're going to be up by about 6 points with about 54 seconds to go. Calipari doesn't want that. He decides to play good defense. What happens? 30 seconds goes off the clock. Connecticut runs it all the way down, and Kentucky ends up fouling anyway. So it totally backfired on Calipari. From there, Connecticut hits the 2 free throws. Kentucky misses a bunch of shots at the end, and Uconn runs the clock out. Didn't like Calipari's strategy there. You have to extend the game there. You can't let Connecticut milk the clock and take it down to under 20 seconds. The best Kentucky was going to do there was have about 19 seconds down 4, and that's if everything goes right. That's if they stop Connecticut and they get the rebound. Too many ifs there. 54 seconds, foul Connecticut, put them at the line. Even if they make 2, it's a 6-point game with almost a minute to go. You have time. We've seen it in this tournament. Teams melt down at the end. You can get a steal. You can get a couple threes. They had no time, Kentucky, to do anything at the end. There was only a few seconds left. By then, they're down, 6 points. I mean, it was a total bad job by Calipari at the end of the game. Not the first time Calipari's strategy backfired on him. Remember, when Calipari coached Memphis, they should have beaten Kansas in the title game, and they totally melted down at that game. Calipari had some strange decisions at the end of that game. And I don't want to take anything away from Kentucky's run in this tournament and Calipari's coaching. We know he's a great recruiter. He did a really nice job with this team. But sometimes his in-game management isn't the best. I thought it cost him at the end of this game. Now, I don't know if Kentucky was going to end up winning this game anyway, if he fouls or if he doesn't foul. But to me, the best chance Kentucky had to win was with 54 seconds left, start fouling. Don't let Connecticut run 35 seconds off the clock. Then you're giving your team no chance and no time. So I didn't like the strategy there by John Calipari. Kentucky did have a nice run in the NCAA tournament, beat a lot of good teams, knocked off undefeated Wichita State, came back from the dead against Louisville, beat Michigan, had a bunch of tremendous wins. But today is all about the Uconn Huskies and their great fans. So well deserved, so well coached. Napier, the guard, played tremendous. Everybody else contributing. So happy for Uconn, so happy for their fans. And they have some of the best fans in the world up there in Connecticut. Really great job by Connecticut. Once again, congratulations to Uconn, their coach, the players, and their great fans. They deserve the national championship. Make no mistake about it. And now the women's team, the Uconn women's team, they go for a perfect record tonight in the national championship as they play undefeated Notre Dame in the women's game. I know some of you guys don't like women's college basketball. Please check it out. This game will be played on a high level. Both teams are undefeated. Notre Dame does have a key injury. One of their better players is out for this game. So I do favor Uconn, but hey, this game could go either way. Notre Dame just blasted Maryland in the Final Four, and Uconn also won a nice game against Stanford in the Final Four. Should be a tremendous matchup tonight. 2 undefeateds. Uconn trying to win on the men's and the women's side. I'm going to take Uconn in a close game. Please check it out. It's going to be some really good basketball, so please check that out. Also, we have the Masters this week coming up. No Tiger Woods, but hey, it's the Masters. I mean, even with Tiger Woods out, you still got to watch the Masters. I heard a couple people saying, oh, I'm not going to watch the Masters because Tiger Woods isn't in it. Come on, it's the Masters. There's so many other good golfers to follow. You don't need Tiger Woods in every tournament. I mean, yeah, sure, we'd love to have him. But he's out, so what are you going to do? You're not going to watch the Masters? Come on. You're a golf fan. You got to watch the Masters. As far as the NBA and the NHL playoffs, they will start next week. We're coming down the home stretch. This is the last week for teams to be making a move. Baseball is underway, the never-ending baseball season, which goes on till November, way too long. And the big Pacquiao-Bradley boxing match is this Saturday night. Of course, in their first match, Pacquiao was absolutely robbed. He definitely deserved the win over Bradley. I don't know what the judges were watching in that, giving Bradley the decision. I like Pacquiao in this fight to win and actually get the decision. So you might want to check out some boxing over the weekend. Okay, you guys are all caught up. Like I said, tonight, watch that Uconn Notre Dame women's game. Should be a really good game. Both teams undefeated. Masters this week. NBA and NHL playoffs coming up. We'll get into that next week. You got the big Pacquiao-Bradley fight on Saturday. You're always gonna have your baseball from now till November. A lot going on. Hope you guys caught the NCAA tournament. It was fabulous. Overtime games, comebacks, teams melting down at the end. How good was that Kentucky-Wisconsin game in the Final Four? That was fabulous. Then UConn going on this great run, upsetting Florida, then beating Kentucky. What a tremendous job by the Connecticut Huskies. I still can't believe they won the national title. I never saw this coming at all. If you asked me a month ago, if you told me UConn was going to win it a month ago after they lost to Louisville by like 100 points, I would have said you guys are crazy. But you know, these teams get hot in these tournaments. We saw it a few years ago with Connecticut, with Walker, when he went on that big run and they ended up winning the tournament. You see, when teams get on these runs, they're hard to stop. Once again, congratulations to UConn, their players, Coach Ollie, the whole Husky Nation, and all those great fans up there in Storrs, Connecticut. You guys enjoy it. Maybe you'll get another title tonight with the women's team. UConn, the 2014 national champions. I will be back with you guys on Monday. We'll recap the weekend, recap the boxing, recap the Masters, and then we're going to dive into the NBA and NHL playoffs, which are coming up next week. You guys stay safe, enjoy the games, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.